Talking with Owen there. What's your relationship like with him?
Yeah, Owen myself this way, like we all like brothers. Like it's a fun group. Like it's just always fun being around them.
What did it mean for you to see him play as much as he did this last game?
Oh no, it's exciting watching anybody in the group make plays. Like no matter who's out there, like whoever goes out there, like we know our standard. Whoever's out there on the field, you make plays. Like when opportunity comes, you make the plays that come.
Does he remind you of you when you were younger? Because it seems like he's got a little bit of the same tendencies.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny because like I took my brother's role and then like he took my role. So it's like it actually is kind of funny though. We both kind of wild though. So but we know how to balance it out sometimes though. So it's good. It's good.
I got you.
How have you sort of taken on the leadership part of that? I know your brother held that spot, and now you're kind of the top guy in the position group.
It's always good. It's always good having good guys behind you to keep pushing you to make sure you hold up that leadership role that you're placed in. So it's nice having guys that's behind you that can push you. And the people that was in front of me, like when I first got here, like Clarence and my brother, like those was guys that held the leadership role like while I was coming up. So like I kind of seen how it was like when they were doing it. So like for me, it doesn't make it too hard now.
Do you see yourself as kind of a natural leader, or is that something you've had to develop in yourself?
I always I feel like when you compete at a sport your whole life, and you're super competitive, and I feel like once you feel like you're pretty good at something, I feel like once you like at your team, you're gonna feel like you're a leader, like naturally. You're gonna like I feel like if you're a natural competitor, you force yourself to become a leader.
How do you feel about the depth at that position? I know you guys have taken a couple injuries there with Pig and I think Marcellus missed last week. How do you feel about the guys you have at that spot?
I feel super confident in that. Like I said a while ago, it don't matter whoever you put on the field, like in our position group. In my position group, you put anybody on the field, and we all make plays.
Donyai, how you feeling? I know you were banged up a few weeks ago. You came back. You had one of your best games. Just how you feeling this time of year?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. It's like this when you get like towards like the part of the season like where you really gotta be like where you gotta be healthy. You feel me? Like this is where the tough guys play at. It's about just making it through. That's all it's about. Just making it through.
I know against Temple you played with a big brace on your leg. How much of a challenge was it to work through some of that stuff?
It's always a challenge, but I try not to make excuses for myself. If I'm out there, I'm out there. So when I'm out there, I got an expectation to play at.
I know you didn't finish the game this weekend. Is it the same injury you're still kind of nursing, or is it new stuff that pops up through the year?
It was just something minor. We had to lead, so we made a group decision.
The defense looks pretty locked in as far as getting some pressure in opposing backfield. What leads to that? How have you guys been able to be so successful doing that?
It's just like the turnovers. Like early in the season, like it was just we like there's nothing that we changed. Like we're doing the same stuff. It's just we get in tune. Like we're sharpening everything up, and it's starting to click. And once it started clicking, it's just like it's starting a torpedo effect.
How have you felt about your season so far individually?
I try not to I look at it every now and then, but it's just like I just play. Like I've been playing football for 16 years now. It's just like football is football. It's X's and O's. You just line up and play.
Looking at North Texas, what stands out to you about their offense, and what kind of a challenge is it?
They're always a tough team every year.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in this year, they got one of the top offenses in the country. So when you got a top offense in the country, it's always difficult to stopping that. So that means you have weapons at a lot of different positions.
Wanted to ask you about your sack celebration. Is it like a dog on a chain, or how would you describe it?
That was my Michael Parsons celebration right there.
You a big Michael fan?
Oh yeah. Nice edge rusher right there.
Donyai, what do you remember about the last time you guys went to Denton and played North Texas 2 years ago?
That was a tough day. If you just go back and watch the game, they were more prepared than us. They wanted that game more than we did, obviously. It was a rough day.
Have you guys gone back and watched that this week, or is it something you've talked about as a group?
I went back and watched a couple highlights of it. Just to watch it. But it's like no matter how many times you watch it, don't change it. They lined up and they came out and they were ready to play more than we were that day.
I just wasn't sure if the coaches are talking about it like as a motivating thing this week, or how much does it come up in the team room?
Well, I mean, you gotta think it's not too many guys left from that team still. So I mean, we could talk about it and bring it up. I mean, even if they watch it, they still don't really. You don't really understand a loss like that unless you're in it. It get pretty bad.
It sounds like for you personally, it's something that still kind of sticks with you and is driving you. How do you carry that into this weekend's game?
I mean, Coach Taylor tells us. I mean, you don't really remember the wins. You remember more of the losses. I mean, so like, when I lose, it kind of sticks with me because I'm a natural competitor.
That's been a tough place for UTSA to play historically. They haven't had a lot of success in Denton. You know, being in that environment, is there anything about it that makes it challenging, or why do you think that is?
They just have a good team every year. I mean, when you have a good team and you have a nice fan base that comes out and supports the team, I mean, you give yourself a chance. And plus, you got home field advantage. So I mean, you always give yourself a chance when you got a nice support system and then you got a nice team.
It's been interesting to watch your guys' defense this year. You've had some games, especially recently, that were at a really, really high level, and then some other games maybe that weren't as strong. Do you see a difference between when you guys show up at the best of your capabilities and maybe some other games that leave a little bit on the table? Anything that's different?
Me personally, I believe in making opportunities that come to you. I mean, not everybody has the opportunity to line up over the ball to where you got the same amount of distance on both sides of you. So I mean, like when you line up over the ball and you got the same distance on both sides, it's pretty much easier. But when you're forced on one side and they run it from you the whole game, I mean, you can't really do nothing. Just make the plays when they come to you.
Gotcha.
Thanks, Donyai.
Thank